Not the hustle, you know what I'm saying? You in another country, you trying to figure out how to get it, how you live it on your Rihanna shit. So you gotta make it do what it do. But with that being said, that shit don't work for them if you are familiar with their culture.
So these women, foreign women, are sharing their experiences dating African men. I want us to go into the video, watch, come back and talk.
It's no secret that I love black men, right? But I will never be with another African man in my life. You know why? Because my last relationship, we were doing so great. I told him I wanted to marry him. He told me the same. And then literally a couple weeks later, he broke up with me for no reason. And said, I love you, but I just can't be with you. Because I don't know how to commit to someone. I don't know how to be with one person the rest of my life. And it just scares me. And then I was just talking to another African man, and his wife texts me. His wife. Okay? This man lied about his age. He lied about his name. He lied that he had a child, or that he didn't have a child, mind you, because he does. And the fact that he has a home wife. I'm done. I'm done with the Africans. Don't even talk to me if you're African. I'm good.
I can't lie, I already know that you lot are gonna start, but I have a message, yeah? And I need you lot to listen. You see all this Jamaican men slander needs to stop. You see all this Yoruba demon, it needs to stop, because you know who the real demons are. The real demons are the Ghanaians. Yeah, let's talk about it. If I could collect all the tears that these men have made girls cry, I will have to call Noah for the instructions for the ark. I will need to get an ark. All the tears you lot have made these girls cry, I will need an ark for it. He'll be telling me 12 cubic centimeters up. Yes, all of that. Because you lot are the worst. I don't even listen. If I start listing why you lot are the worst, I will be viral. You lot will hate me, John. You man are the undercover demons. And the thing is, you lot have the audacity. You have biblical names, you know. You'll be biblical as hell. Did Paul cheat? Did Peter cheat? But let me shush before I wake up as Yam tomorrow.
This is so funny because what I'm about to say is hilarious, because I actually had a video that went viral probably like a year ago about dating Nigerian men and how the experience was a little bit better than dating American men. And granted, I still do agree, but I have come to terms that I'm actually done with Nigerian men. As somebody who has dated Nigerian men in Atlanta, America, and then moved to Dubai and continues to date Nigerian men, you just have to be realistic with yourself. And I feel like as an American woman, we weren't raised to put up with certain type of shit. I feel like Nigerian men need to be scientifically motherfucking checked. Like something is wrong with them. I'm not even gonna lie. They are the biggest love bombers. They will tell you exactly what you want to hear or what they think you want to hear for whatever their reason is, and they don't. I don't know, y'all. Something is just wrong with them, and I just don't want to deal with it no more. I just don't want that for me no more, and I'm not dealing with it, y'all. This is so funny because
so like, you know how everybody like currently we're in the climate of like romanticizing African men. Particularly, you either hear about like the Ghanaians and Nigerians and shit. Here's the one thing that nobody be putting you up on game one. If you are African American or just American in general, just know if you know too much about their culture and how they get down, they're not going to put you for a long period of time. You have to have a certain amount of dinginess and being green for them to make it worth their while to feel. And when I say dinginess, I'm not saying like totally just dumb, like you're stupid in the books, but you cannot be too familiar with their culture. Because when you're too familiar with their culture and how they get down and like you have general conversation about it, because they already got their own plan. I'm not saying all, but a good bit of them, they already got their own plan. And I'm not mad. I am not going to knock the hustle. You know what I'm saying? You in another country, you trying to figure out how to get it, how you live it on your Rihanna shit. So you gotta make it do what it do. But with that being said, that shit don't work for them if you are familiar with their culture and can call them out on it. They're not gonna help you. You'll get a date, you'll get a gift, but for their long-term plans and how they're trying to, you know, orchestrate their whole situation, you're not gonna work. you're not going to work at all. And that's a shitty thing to say, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Because I went out, I've gone out with a couple of them, but one of the last ones or whatever, it was just general conversation. It was like a accusatory tone, nothing like that. But we just talk about our backgrounds and culture and da-da-da-da. But like, I knew too much about his culture. Like, I knew too much about how they got down X, Y, and Z. And then he didn't want to tell me what it was. But of course, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm a tourist. So like, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And he ended up having like a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. And I'm just like, well, why did you hear? And then, we ended up parting ways. No harm, no foul. He paid for the shit. I went about my life. He went about his life. But for African-American women particularly, don't get overhyped. Like, now, if you want to play stupid, you know what I'm saying, to get yours, the way they're like playing their shit to get theirs. But just know, if you want some regular shit and you're familiar with the African culture and how they run things, and just know that their wives is okay, their family's okay with them, I'm saying, running game, let you be a first wife to get their second, third wife to the States or whatever. Like, that's what it is. But that's the one part of the game that they don't fucking tell you. If you know too much and too familiar with the culture, African men, especially if you're African American woman, African men really not gonna fuck with you like that too tough.
Things I learned dating African men as an African American woman, part 1. Now listen, do I recommend you dating an African man as an African American woman? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Girl, you gotta be tough. You gotta be tough. But we gonna talk about the good things for right now. We ain't gonna talk about, we gonna get there. First thing I learned, how to be quiet, how to relax, how to really be able to turn my brain off. Like, it wasn't until I dated my first African man that I realized what it felt like to have a man that's in control of like every situation. Like, not in a bad way, but just like in a leadership way. Like, they come with a lot of authority and a lot of like confidence that allows you to kind of like turn your brain off because your man got it. Like, he'll tell you what time to be there. He might even tell you to like dress nice, what to wear, not what to wear, but like, like he just handles things. And I didn't get that experience with African American men. Like, y'all gonna want to fight me and tussle, but I said what I said. Like, they come with an assertiveness. Like, you don't even have to speak much. Your man just got you. Like, African men, I found, come with that. Now, I'm not talking about, this is a general thing, and I'm not saying I've learned this from one experience, not two, not three. I'm not coming at you with misinformation. These are things that I know. These are things that I've experienced.
Dating a Nigerian man, girl, buckle up, because you're not just dating a man, you're entering a full-blown psychological experiment. They don't lie, nah, they perform. This man will look you dead in your soul, hands on Bible, and say, I never felt this way before. Meanwhile, 3 other girls are getting the exact same sermon. Copy, paste, send. You think you got a husband? Baby. You just joined his cast of private telenovela. He's got a baby in London, or more. 1 in Lagos, 2 in Houston, and somehow you still believe you're the only one. And don't even try to catch him lying. You could show him a screenshot, a voice note, a CCTV recording. This man will still say, that's not me, that's my cousin. We look alike. And the worst part, they're so good at pretending they love you. Gifts, voice notes, 45 calls a day. They will gaslight you, ghost you, and then pop up like you're the one who stopped communicating, knowing damn well that he's the one who disappeared for 2 months. But here's the kicker. They will break your confidence strategically. They will hype you up like you're the most beautiful woman alive. And before you know it, you're doubting yourself. You're shrinking, you're spiraling, but still hoping for that one voice note where he calls you my sunshine. And if you confront him, nah, now you are the crazy one. You're too emotional, you overthink too much. Sis, he will gaslight you until you start apologizing for reacting to his betrayal. But you will never forget the way he made you feel. In the beginning, of course. That's the trap. He gives you heaven for 2 weeks, and then it's hell with Wi-Fi and good morning baby texts. Dating a Nigerian man? You might survive, but you will never, ever be the same. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Dating a Nigerian with no papers. I'll keep it a buck. I met my husband online. We got married 3 months after dating. We both lived in the same city. He was parking cars for a living, so he was a valet. He did not have a career. I had a career, he did not. I had my own place. He was living with like 2 or 3 different people, so he was not really settled at the time. We've been married now 21 years. We have 2 children. But when I first met him, it was definitely different. I had a lot of people in my ear telling me, oh my God, he's using you for papers. He's lying. He probably has a family in Nigeria. Nigerians know how to lie. They're not this, they're not that. He probably hasn't been to school. Just all types of stuff. So I had a lot of people in my ear. But for me, it was new because I had never dated a foreigner before. So I had no idea about papers and what that meant. Like, papers, what are you talking about? Papers for what? So I had to quickly educate myself on what it meant to be with somebody that didn't have papers. So within that 3-month time span, we really got the opportunity to sit down, talk, date, and get to know each other. So I made an effort to kind of block out the noise and really get to know him outside of his documentation situation. I knew I wanted to get married. I knew the type of man I wanted to marry. I knew what I wanted to feel when I started dating and getting married to someone. And sitting down with him, I quickly realized he was a very nice person. He was kind-hearted. He was educated, had a great educational background, came from a very good family, just an overall good person. And so I liked him as a person outside of his documentation situation. Even though I'm telling everybody all these positive things, there was still a lot of negativity around marrying someone that, or being with a foreigner that did not have papers, and especially a Nigerian with no papers. There was a stigma around that. And I had no clue, at the time. But, after being in the situation, I decided, and we decided, because of how I felt about him as a person, to go forward and get married, right? And like I said, instinctually, I felt good about it. There was no hesitation. I didn't have any second thoughts. He was just a really good person, and I just had a great feeling about him. So we made that decision. And I thank God that it ended up working out. We've been married, we have a great life together, and it worked out well. So ladies, what I would say, if you're dating a Nigerian or any foreigner without papers, do your due diligence. If it does not feel right, it's probably not right.
Ranking different types of African men that I've dated or I've entertained. I know my hair is messy, please just mind me. Number 1 is South African men. Ranking 5 out of 10. These are your 50-50 warriors. A lot of South African men are attractive, but they don't have the drive, the ambition that I feel other African people do. If I end up marrying a South African guy, it's by luck. And you'll most likely be Venda, Xhosa, or Zulu. One of the 3, but nothing else. They also cheat a lot. Next we have Congolese men. I give them a 6 out of 10. With Congolese guys, you need to understand that they love marriage because everyone in their family gets married. Like every month someone's getting married. They're also very family oriented, which is a great thing. But like that mother comes first. That's just one thing I've observed. From my experiences, they don't really betcha, but like they'll take care of you, but they don't betcha you. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But they're very handsome. They're very sexy. But they also cheat, but they don't cheat like too intensely, but they do be cheating. Let's move on to Zimbabwean guys. Zim guys, 7 out of 10. These men will love you, Shem. They know how to love, but they also know how to cheat. They do better, so you'll be taken care of. So yeah, they are sweet guys, but they're also like, once again, my experience, a little bit controlling. Looks wise, they are handsome, but I think the other groups are more handsome. That's just like my opinion. Then we have Nigerian men. I give Nigerian men an 8 out of 10. Nigerian men are juicy, okay? They're very sexy in my opinion. I find them extremely attractive, tall, dark, handsome, great hair. They'll make you laugh. Yo, Humnati guys, they better you fucked up. I'm talking on my 10K. If you're in the 1K to 2K range, doesn't lie you. If you're like from 8+, there's something happening. Only thing I will say, these men will cheat on you. Oh my God. All the guys cheat, ne? But this group, it's the audacity and the way that they cheat. Also the lies. They can lie, guys. Trust the Nigerian man to be able to lie. That man is a gifted liar. But they are extremely loving, as in they love you. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys have shared the same experiences with me, but please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know, especially from the girlies who have dibbled and dabbled in a bit of everything. Okay.
I was one of those people who actually end up dating somebody from Africa, going there to meet him and all of that. And this might sound really stupid, and I'm just being open and honest with you. When I was younger and when I was a teenager, what America used to show me about Africa was like how Africa was starving, people weren't eating right, the places where they were was really run down and bad and not nice looking. So my perception of Africa was like, oh, I don't ever want to go there. It looks really bad. It looks like they don't even like us or anything like that. And also too is the stigma behind Africa. Like every African had AIDS. Like this was this bad stigma and bad rhetoric that they kept spewing out to us. So when I had my first encounter with the African man who tried to talk to me as a 19-year-old, I was like, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. I didn't actually experience a relationship with the African man until I was in my early 30s. Or late 20s, early 30s. And that's when I actually started to experience the culture, experience him, experience the language, actually go there and live and experience it. And totally, to be all the way honest with you, African men are just like regular black men too. I mean, they just have different values and different views. They care more about taking care of the family. I mean, I know some African men who act the same way, but their upbringing is just a little bit different. It's a little bit more stricter, and they still cheat and mess with multiple women just like other ones cheat and mess with. And some of them are faithful, just like other black men are faithful. So some of them like African American ladies, some of them like white ladies, Hispanic. They're just males, human being males, just from the country, the continent of Africa. And just like us, we're African Americans, but we have the heritage of Africa. So, it's the same. It's a male is a male and a female is a female, regardless of what place in the earth that she's from or her origin. We're all human beings. We're all trying to do things the right way, or some are doing the wrong way. And some in relationships, sometimes you don't hit it right and don't get the right relationship, and sometimes you do. You just got to ask God for the ordained relationship so you can do it correctly.
What is your experience dating African men? Whether you are an African American, you are a white person, what is your experience? Share with us in the comment section and let us know. I don't know why some people, yes, definitely some people have good experiences and some also have bad experiences. It all depends on the person that you are going into a relationship with or you've gone into a relationship with. I don't think Africans don't have good mindsets, and some people, when they are coming from outside Africa, the mindset of blacks or black men dating them because they want the green card, they want papers, it is there. I will not lie to you, yes, but it also depends on the person that you go into the relationship with, because it's not everyone who is like that. Yeah, so that thing or that perception that people have, and they think when I date, see, some of the African men are stressed in Africa because of the way the women in Africa take relationship or see relationship to be. The moment you go in for an African woman, all her burdens, all her problems is on you. So some African men prefer dating people outside Africa because they feel they don't have that kind of mindset, and they support whenever it's necessary. They don't put all their burdens on you and all that. So these are some of the little things. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.